So my original plan was to have an entire video that covered from, starting with exponents and all the way to all the adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing polynomials, till I realized when I was going over the exponents one that this was going to take quite a while. So I think it's probably best if I did it in chunks. So this video is actually an introduction to polynomials. Meanwhile, the first one was just an introduction to exponents. Okay, so first off, what is a polynomial? So I guess probably a good way to describe it is just a combination of sums and or differences of monomials. And monomials are just like just anything with the type of ax to the n. Like it could be like a whole number. It could be a number with a x with a variable to a power, or it could just be the variable, just anything like that. So examples of that would be like, I guess perhaps I should write on the next page. Sorry. Okay. So examples of monomials can be like 6x squared, negative 3x, 5x to 7th, that kind of deal, negative 1. And polynomials are pretty much like the combination of these. So if I put all these together, let's say like 5x to the 7th plus x squared minus 3x plus 6 minus 1. This is an example of a polynomial. So it's just literally a combination of all these. And this is very important or very useful when we get into learning about quadratics, solving quadratic equations, system equations, that kind of thing. So I think probably the first thing I'll touch on is knowing how to combine like terms. So if I had 4x cubed plus 5x, sorry, I keep messing up here. So identify first my like terms. So looking at the 4x cubed and 2x cubed, I can combine it as just looking at the coefficient. So it's going to be 4 plus 2, so that's 6x cubed. The second thing I can combine is the negative 4 and negative 4x squared and then just the x squared. So even though there's no number in front, we always assume that there's a 1 in front of that. So it's negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3x squared. And then I just have my 5x, and I don't have anything else to combine it with. So this is my result. Okay, so let's do another example. 6 minus 3a squared minus a minus a minus 5a. So again, I'm just going to combine like terms. And if you notice, I always start with like the highest power. It's always a good habit to start with the highest power and then work your way down. Just because it's I guess it's the proper way of writing it, I should say, and it also just makes it so much easier to to work with, and also just looks a lot better. So starting with the negative 3a, I don't have anything to combine it with, so I just have negative 3a squared. I look at my negative 5a and then the minus a. So again, we think about it as negative 1 minus 5a, so that's negative 6a. And then lastly, the 6 minus 8, so I get negative 2. Okay, let's do a couple more just of combining like terms. So if I had 4t to the fourth minus 9t cubed minus 7t to the fourth plus 10t cubed. This is the same, or sorry. So I'm going to first combine my 4t to the fourth minus 7t to the fourth. So it's 4 minus 7, which is negative 3t to the fourth. And then next, I'm going to look at the negative 9t to the third, and then 10t to the third, so negative 9 plus 10, and that's just plus t cubed. Okay, so let's just do one more of these. 5x squared plus 3x minus 10 plus 7x squared minus 8x plus 11. So again, I'm just going to start with the highest power, which is the squared. So 5x squared, 7x squared, so that's 12x squared, 3x, negative 8. So think of that as 3 minus 8, so that's negative 5, negative 5x. Negative 10 plus 11, that's just going to be plus 1. All right. So let's see what else where we can continue on to. Okay, so the next thing that we'll talk about is addition and subtraction. So let's start with probably some addition problems. Okay, so I have negative 3x cubed plus 2x minus 4 plus 4x cubed plus 3x squared plus 2. So again, I'm just going to collect like terms. So negative 3x cubed plus 4x cubed, negative 3 plus 4, so that's just an x cubed. The next highest power is a 3x squared, and since that's the only one there, I can just bring that to plus 3x squared. Same thing with the 2x, I can't combine it with anything, so I just bring that down. And lastly, I have negative 4 plus 2, which is just negative 2. So that's my answer here. Okay, this next example, I know some of you guys might roll your eyes at this, but I think it's still important to get practice on your fractions, because you'll never know when that will come up. And I'm almost certain that it will come up on the exam. And this problem is so long that I don't even want to say it. Okay. So again, starting with my highest power, I have 2/3 x to the fourth plus negative 1/3 x to the fourth. So we think about it as 2/3 minus 1/3. So perhaps I can go off to the side and just write that. So 2/3 minus 1/3. So that's just the same thing as saying, oops. That's just 1/3, right? So I have 1/3 x to the fourth, and then I go down and see I have a 5x cubed. I think I don't have anything else to combine, so I'll just drop that down. looking at my x squares, 3x squared and then minus 3x squared. So actually these cancel. So don't need to worry about that. Actually, probably a neat hint is, or a neat trick is, if you get kind of overwhelmed on like what you've done and haven't done, you could also like cross these out just to help you better organize to see what else is left. I might start doing that with these examples. So the next thing I have is negative 2x plus 3, so that's just plus x. And then lastly, I have 1/2 plus minus 1/2, but that cancels, so I don't need to write anything there. So this is my final answer. All right, so let's do a couple more of these. Yeah. So okay. So here again, I start with the highest power, so I have 5x cubed, so I'll write that down first. 3x squared minus 2x squared, and I just get plus x squared. Negative 2x plus 3x, that's just plus x. And then 2 minus 4, and that's just minus 2. I forgot to cross these out along the way, but perhaps that's something that you guys can get in the habit of as well. Okay, so this example is a little bit more involved, but not impossible. So let's say I have to add 9x to the fifth. Actually, I probably won't even say all of it because it's just going to take too long. We're going to add this one, and then the second one. And then lastly, I'm going to add this. Okay. So again, I'll start with my highest power. In this case, that's 3x to the 6, and I don't have anything like to combine it, so I'm just going to drop that down and just cross this off. That way I know I've done that already. 9x to the fifth minus 5x to the fifth, so that's just going to be plus 4x to the fifth, so I'm going to cross those out. I have a 5x to the fourth, and that's the only one, so I just drop that down. My cubes, I just have negative 2x cubed, so I'll drop that down. 6x squared minus 7x squared plus x squared. So 6 minus 7 is negative 1, but then when I add a 1, I get 0. So this whole thing actually just cancels out and I don't need to write anything there. Okay, lastly I have 3 plus 6 plus 5. So 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. So I just have 14. Okay. And then the next thing that we'll do is dealing with subtraction. But I think before I get into that, I need to go over opposites of polynomials. So for example, negative x minus 2y plus 5 is the same thing as, assuming I distribute this minus onto everything, I get negative x plus 2y minus 5. And that's all we're doing here. We're just distributing the negative onto all of these, to each term. And this is kind of the method of how we're going to subtract our polynomials. So if I have negative x squared minus 3x plus 4, this is the same thing as negative x squared plus 3x minus 4. If I have negative t cubed or negative, and then negative t cubed minus 6t squared minus t plus 4. So I get t cubed plus 6t squared plus t minus 4. Okay, so you kind of get the idea, right? This next thing that I'll get into is now finally the subtraction. So for subtraction, I have 9x to the 5th plus x cubed, and all the rest of this. So here, what I like to recommend is first distributing the minus onto all of the terms on the second polynomial, because this will make it a lot easier for us to combine with the other terms and ensuring that we're not messing up and have the wrong signs or anything like that. So this becomes a minus 2x to the 5th minus x to the 4th plus 4x cubed, and then plus 3x squared. So this makes it a lot more easier for us to combine and not have to worry about like, oh, we're using the wrong sign, because we made sure by when we distributed that we are doing this correctly. Okay, so again, starting with the highest power, 9x to the 5th minus 2x to the 5th, that's just going to be 7x to the 5ths. Going to my 4th power, negative x to the 4th, so just drop that down. Looking at my 3's, x cubed and then 4x cubed, that's just going to be 5x cubed. And then negative 2x squared plus 3x squared, so that's negative 2 plus 3, which is plus x squared, and plus 4. So again, not too different from addition, it's just we need to do that step first, just to make sure we're subtracting it properly, because it's very easy to get that messed up. Okay, let's do another example. Okay, so from here, again, I'm going to distribute the subtraction onto everything on the second polynomial. So I have, starting with, I'm going to drop down the first polynomial. And I get plus 2x to the 5th minus 5x cubed, and then minus 6. And then combining like terms, 9x to the 5th plus 2x to the 5th, I get 11x to the 5th. And then the next highest x cubed minus 5x cubed, so that's 1 minus 5, so that's negative 4x cubed. Drop down the negative 2x, and likewise with the minus 6, that drops down too. Okay, and I think I just have 2 more, and I'll move on from there. Okay, so I have 5x squared minus 3x plus 6 minus 9x squared minus 5x minus 3. So again, distributing the minus onto everything, I have 5x squared minus 3x plus 6 minus 9x squared plus 5x plus 3. And then starting with the highest powers, 5 minus 9, which is negative 4x squared. And then negative 3x plus 5x, so that's plus 2x. And then lastly, 9 plus 3 is plus 9. Okay, and then just one more example of the subtraction. Okay, and again, just distributing that minus first, so drop down the first polynomial, and then distributing that, so I get plus 2x cubed minus x squared, and then plus 3x. Combining like terms, x cubed plus 2x cubed, so I get 3x cubed, x squared minus x squared, those cancel. 2x plus 3x, I get plus 5x, and then minus 12. Okay, so this will be the end for this video, and in the next one I'll talk about multiplication and division.